Hey SpiralZak, I'm gonna play your level royals, and you need help balancing and decoration since this is your first level that I actually tried. You actually tried on. Okay, I got you. So your projected difficulty is easy to hard demon. So I'll help you specialize what difficulty that is. I'll tell you. What? Oh, okay. The hitbox of this is like way off. Is that intentional? The hitbox of this is like super off. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Are you supposed to jump? Okay. Oh. Okay. Interesting wave section. Wait, that was looking kind of cool. Wait. Okay. Oh. That literally does not work, okay. You got a broken yellow portal here, bro. I gotta do the bug. Did Rob patch that? The thing where you can like hold on it. So this is literally impossible. I'm not sure how you pulled that off. Unless you jump on it. Wait, let me try that. Okay, there we go. No clips on? No. Oh. Oh boy, okay. What the? Okay, that gap's a little crazy, man. Okay. What are these gaps, man? Oh, okay. Okay. That was pretty good. Let's talk about it a little bit. So, I do have some major complaints. And it really boils down to, I mean, just like the range of the level. Like, I mean, it really depends on your vision for the level, but I mean, you're going way up here, and then you're coming back down. I feel like it's instead of like the range, it's so large. Like you're coming all the way up here and then coming all the way back down. I mean, it's fine. But it kind of makes this blind, and that's like the main reason like your level has some issues because it's blind. You know, like there's some stuff that I cannot react to in time. Like this, like I could not react to this, even if I wanted to. Wait, there's an extra blue. Okay, so I see like you took it upon yourself to. What is that? A red port? A red orb? So that's what that looks like. No, it's actually a blue orb. Wait, what is happening here? Why is there a blue orb there? I mean, I guess. I mean, okay, you know. And then let me make sure anything else is not hidden. Okay, so I noticed you want the player to jump here. Okay, immediately, I don't think you should even launch the player up or something like that. I think you should maybe do like, we should do this earlier. And then put like a spike. Maybe even force the player to jump a little later. Something like that. But this is starting to get a little difficult, so I'm going to remove this. I'm going to actually unhide this orb because this is the one that matters. Because this orb right here is no touch, right? No, it's not. Okay, so it's just okay. So I am gonna remove that, and instead I'm gonna put this. So that means the player's like forced to jump. You know, like they have to jump over that. Because as it stands right now, this level is about, I would say, an easy demon. With the exception of like some of the crazy wave stuff, like this is insane, bro. This is crazy. And I mean, you might be wondering, like, I mean, I've seen easy demons with waves like this, where it's like this tight, you know. I think there's a good example, if I can find one. I think it's called Safari. Yeah, it's a featured, really old easy demon, but it has a wave part that is pretty difficult. So let me just show you this real quick. It's coming up after this shit part. Here we go. So this wave part's very difficult. So I mean, obviously the level's unbalanced, but your wave part in that level is much easier than what we have here. So I don't think it's a major issue. It's just this click is egregious, bro. So here's what I would do. I would remove all this. Flip that, and then just keep it going. Like that. And then maybe even throw like one of those bad boys on there. And then, not to punish the player, but we should do a D block right there. You should do the same thing here. Instead of doing like 2 slopes like that, you should just put a spike, you know. Just so it looks a little cleaner. And then also to make the gameplay interesting, because you're kind of just clicking around here, I would even recommend throwing a one of these guys on there, a yellow portal, because now it's you know, it's a little more interesting. So I'm gonna put this right there, and I'm gonna stretch it out. So this is gonna be the actual one, but I'm gonna make one that's stretched out like that, and we're gonna hide it. And then I'm also gonna make one over here, so the player is punished if they skip the portal. So when you do this, right? So what speed are you here? I think you stay the same speed the whole time. Wait, are you still like? What speed are you? What speed are you supposed to be? 1? I mean, not 1, but like half speed. And now it's a little more interesting because now you're working with like different game modes, not game modes, but like some new gameplay inside. And I'm gonna skip all the like the failsafe stuff, just putting more like of these reverse portals, you know, really spices up the gameplay a little more. And I think you should put it at every major part in the song, because like when the song's starting to pick up again, throw another one down, you know what I mean? Just like to spice up the gameplay a little bit. Let me take a look. So, you know, it's still pretty easy. It's just like now you're dealing with a different rule set in your head when operating the wave. What was that? That was that was a yellow portal. Okay. And then your goal here is to click through. Also, the level being the same speed the whole time is kind of like giving me major Acropolis vibes. I think it's not really that big of an issue. It's just like the song's picking up, so I would expect like maybe a speed change or something, but it's fine, I guess. Okay, let's tackle this next part. So this spider, it's not bad, but it could be way better. And here's what I mean. So this spider, you're exiting the this wave part, right? And you're 1 speed, and you're the wave, and you're exiting the wave. So is there like a speed change at any point? I may have missed the speed change because the music sounds a little off sync. Whatever it is, I definitely missed something. Well, regardless, it still applies. I think this spider being like from the top and the bottom, like it really depends on your vision of the level. But from my experience, I'm not a huge fan of when spiders do this. I think it'll be like way better if the spider instead had some structures to use. You know what I mean? And then like they also get launched into the air, and then maybe like a blue orb or something. You know, we're just spicing up the gameplay here. You know what I mean? Like instead of just being the top to bottom spider, we have something else we can do. Like, because the clicks are fine. The clicks are actually pretty good. I actually like the clicks. But the actual like gameplay behind it is, yeah. I mean, it's alright. I guess it's just like there's some slight issues. Like, just more structures is fine. And also, I think these gaps might be a little tight for Easy Demon, but that's just me. You know, we're just gonna throw down some structures. And then when you do this, you can even have like some cooler gameplay, like maybe like a blue pad or something. Let's make it spice it up a little bit. That was kind of bad, but that was okay. It's not working, but I don't know. I just think like, you know, putting structures instead of like these columns might look better. You can scrap this. I don't know what that was. That was just a random thought I had. But we can just replace these columns with like, you know, structures, and that way the spider it looks a lot better, you know, instead of just being up and down. Like the same thing, you know, like because the clicks are there, the clicks work. It's just like the use of the you get what I'm saying. The use of the columns is kind of like. I don't know. Oh, wait, what the heck? Wait, I just figured something out. Hold on. Give me a second. I just did something. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to do something real quick. Another thing, these like 1x1 waves they're too much, man. Like that's for Easy Demon, nah. Because I feel like you're going for an Easy Demon here, just like based off the vibes alone, you know. I just feel like this isn't really gonna a little tight, you know. It's a little tight. And then also this is kind of bad gameplay right here. Having the wave do this, and then they have to like latch onto the ceiling. Here's what I would think, right? First of all, let's get rid of these kill things. And then I actually like this part where you're like going up and down, so we're gonna keep that. But we're not gonna punish the player immediately. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have both of these top and bottom, and then they're also gonna be D blocks, right? So the player can just we're also gonna do this same thing to this slopes here. So when the player is coming, I should probably put extended collision on this. What extended collision does is that like when you have a really big D block, it doesn't mess up the hitbox. That's what I was trying to do. And I think this is like giving the player like even a split second to rest. It's so much better because now they can like actually react instead of like trying to figure out how to enter this corridor without dying immediately. You know what I mean? Okay. I mean, what else you got? So I already addressed the spider. Replace these columns with like some structures, and that's me. That's me. I'm not sure what kind of vision you have for the level, but me personally, I wouldn't really do something like that. This wave, it's fine. Just spice it up with maybe some gravity changes or something. And then these blind clicks, they gotta go. Like it's too like. So you're on this platform here, and then you're going up, and then you're coming back down, and then like it's just so much camera movement. It's like I feel like it should be a constant flow. It shouldn't be like a quick jump. It's like whiplash. You know, you're getting whiplash from that drop here. So I think it should just be like instead of being like an up down, it should be like a steady downward movement, or maybe like a slight upwards and then like a steady downwards. You know what I mean? Anything else that I had? This title thing was fine. maybe a little more interesting ship gameplay, because this is a straight fly, you know. Especially here, this is a little tight for Easy Demon. I would even suggest like replacing this with like some normal ship gameplay. You know what I mean? Like here, I'll do you solid. So what speed are you here? I want to assume you're half speed. Oh, I have to delete this start pause. I'm gonna have to delete this start pause as well. All right. So yeah, you just make it more interesting. You know, I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I'm just gonna like show you some examples of like what you could do. You know, just some structures. That's a little crazy. And then like, you know, the part where the song starts to pick up. I like to do this gameplay where you hit an orb and then you go into a gravity switch, but that's a little difficult for Easy Demon, so I'm gonna hold off on that. But just like, you know, a corridor where you're flying up and down instead of just straight fly, you know, it's always more interesting to just straight fly. And for the sake of like time, I'm gonna copy and paste these structures. But yeah, I'm just gonna copy and paste this. Also, I think some gravity switches could be useful. At the parts where the song is starting to pick up, you know what I mean? Like, and then I'm just gonna keep copying and pasting in like these structures, you know what I mean? And then, you know, just instead of just standard straight fly, you know, now it's a little more interesting. You're moving around and stuff, you know. Like the player's engaged, I'm engaged. Shoot, I'm liking this already. You know, but it all depends on your vision for the level. I'm just giving some like ideas, you know, just giving you some ideas to spice up the gameplay a little bit instead of just standard straight fly. You know, just like corridors where you have to fly around and stuff like this is always good, you know. And then, of course, we can switch the gameplay, not the gameplay, the gravity back. This might be a little crazy. Let me change this. All right. I mean, I think that's already a major improvement if you were to keep this up, like this kind of structure and style. What are you doing? What's up? You're doing more stuff. This wave's a little uninteresting. It kind of just 3 big mountains and then whatever this guy's doing here. I would definitely like do some gravity changes or maybe some kind of like some more variation because you just have like a spike roof here and then like 3 humps. And I mean, it's not bad, but it certainly could be better. More variation, just some solid like some wave gameplay because this is not really wave gameplay. It's kind of just like click when you get down here and click when you get down here. You know, it's like it's whatever, I guess. This part could be better. Where was that the red pad I ran into? I had some problems with that. This red pad I think is broken. We should definitely change that. I'm not gonna playtest that. Just check that out. Check out that red pad because I think it's broken. And then yeah, remember what I said about the blind drop here. So if I had to summarize my feedback, I think like you have a solid foundation here. Just
Great foundation.
Yeah, you have a great foundation, but like I would definitely use some structures instead of these columns because they're kind of like they're not really doing it for me. But it depends on what you have, you know, your vision, and then like nerf this damn wave, bro. Like this these clicks are insane for Easy Demon. And that's pretty much it. Try and reduce how many blind clicks there are. Blind meaning like when I'm coming up to it, I can expect what to see next. Because I can get this for like maybe an extreme demon, insane demon, where you're forced to learn the level in order to beat it. But like easy demons, I think you're allowed some like ability to sight read the level. I think you're kind of taking the player away from that. You know? So I would definitely like switch up the gameplay a little bit instead of like get away from the norm of like, you know, straight fly, tight waves, and start to experiment, you know, with some weird structures like this, you know. And then I think you gotta, just keep going, bro. Just keep going, you know. Decrease the range here. You're gonna make it, gang. This is pretty good. Really pretty good. All right, that's it for me. Good work.